Don't get excited. It's only pre-season. Don't do this to yourself, Hussein. You're just gonna get disappointed again. Don't get excited. Make a video level-headed and just react to what you saw. Okay? Don't get too carried away. Okay. Glory, glory, Man United. Ruben Amorim. All right, I need to stop. 4-1 though. Why should I stop? 4 goals. I saw my team score 4 goals against Bournemouth. You might be thinking, Bournemouth? Bournemouth? Are they really that good? Bournemouth. Listen, they pop the ball. They play good football. They're intense. They press. Good collective. Good players. Good manager. You get really good manager who's got a system, a nice system. Ruben Amorim's come in, he's still developing his system. Hold that, man. I don't care if you lost 18 players. Hold it. 4-1. Okay, let's go back now. Hussein, relax. Be level-headed. But guys, I can't lie to you. What I saw, I'm lying. I didn't see it. I did not stay up at 2:30 a.m. I had work the very next day. I have work. A lot of you guys are content creators and you do it full-time. So you can afford to do a live watch-along. You can afford to do a live reaction. Me, get sacked because I watched Man United beat Bournemouth in pre-season 4-1. I might have to do it, man. Now, guys, you know me. I like to be positive. Not deluded. I actually like to be level-headed. But, I'm excited. I'm happy. Why? Because, let me tell you why. After that Leeds game in pre-season, after those 2 games we played somewhere in the world, I don't even know where, in the post-season friendlies, I saw so much criticism about the players, about the manager, about the system. What are we doing here? This guy doesn't know what he's doing. It's pre-season, bro. Relax. Just take a chill pill. Just take a touch. Act like you've been here before. We used to lose under Fergie in pre-season. We've played amazingly well under Ten Hag in pre-season. The start of the season and getting by every team. It's pre-season. Just calm down. Don't overreact. Don't underreact. This is coming from someone who jokingly overreacted in the start of the video. But like I said, it is an overreaction. It is joking. Overall, I'm going to go through 5 positives, right? And like I said, I just feel like the reason I'm jokingly overreacting and super excited is because I feel like the team and the manager especially caught a lot of slack after those games, which I think was unwarranted, undeserved. And this is a nice little, shut the hell up. We know what we're doing. There's something being worked on here. Shut your mouth. Stay on that side. Don't try to come crawling over now. I'm seeing think pieces by certain people on Twitter. Oh, Ruben Amorim's really won me over with his... Shut up. Stay on that side. It's pre-season. Stop moving mad. Anyways, 5 positives I'm going to be going through. Maybe a few negatives at the end, if I deem fit. Maybe. I'll see how I'm feeling. But mainly, I like to focus on the positives. I feel like there's too much negative, reactive content right now around Manchester United, and there has been for the past few years. I'm going to try and come in and give a little positive spin. Because let's be real. Even after 2-1, after West Ham, that West Ham game, after that 2-1, I could have come in with 5, 6, 7 positives. Of course, there was a few negatives, 100%. But even from that game to this game, we've improved. And as we should. We're getting fitter, we're getting stronger, we're getting healthier, we're getting more accustomed to the tactics and to the system, more understanding. And you can see that on the pitch. So, let's go through the 5 positives. The first one is going to be a positive that I said last time we played in pre-season against West Ham. When we beat them 2-1, I looked at one player specifically. Go back and watch the game. You don't want to be singing his praises now, right? I clocked this guy. Not only from last game, furthermore. If you watch Barrow Brothers, if you watch... where else have I probably mentioned it? Maybe my TikTok, my football TikTok here and there. Patrick Dorgu. The end of last season, I saw improvements. The end of last season, you could see, okay, he's growing in confidence. He's settled in a little bit maybe. He's understood what his role is in the team. He's growing. His presence in the game is growing. You watch that game against West Ham, and I don't know how everyone's having this reaction now. I hear it probably because he scored a goal. He's a lot more influential. But that West Ham game, for me, was the eye-opener where I'm like, physically, this guy is unbelievable. He's 20 years old. He's bullying, he's bullying Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Tedibo. Grown men. He's bullying them. And I thought, this guy is, even when he's losing the ball, he's running back quicker than the person who's got the ball off him. Running back quicker, gets the ball back and drives up and down the pitch. Beautiful. Again, a very, very solid display. Extremely good athlete, which, of course, by itself isn't you know, what makes a footballer. Look at Rasmus Højlund. But regardless, I'm gonna lay off the Rasmus hate train today. I'm gonna relax a little bit. Give him his props. He scored a goal. But regardless, who assisted? Patrick Dorgu. Patrick Dorgu can even get Rasmus to score. that's what I'm running with. It wasn't even that Højlund was good. It was just that Patrick Dorgu was that good. Regardless, a really solid performance. I think we're going to see the best of him this season. I said it to the SDS boys. I said it because we done a Premier League predictions video recently. You will see soon. And one of the categories, spoiler alert, was breakthrough. Basically, breakthrough player. And I said, boys, obviously, I wasn't on the panel or anything, off camera. I said, for example, for me, I'm picking Patrick Dorgu. From what I saw from him at the West Ham game, this guy's looking great. Now, again, it is pre-season, but you can still take individual performances from pre-season and say, ooh, he looks sharper than he did last season. Ooh, his end product is better. His influence in the game is bigger. His impact is bigger in a game. You see him more. You feel him more. Pause. So, Patrick Dorgu, my first positive. And again, I'm probably going to be singing his praises a lot throughout the season, hopefully. If he stays fit, if he stays going. And again, being an athlete by himself, like I said, isn't good enough. You have to have an end product. That's something that I've never worried about with Dorgu because his crossing has genuinely been good. His crossing has been good. If you look at it on average basis last season, he's putting the ball into the right areas, just that there's no nas in the box to finish. Well, there is a nas, unfortunately, in Rasmus Højlund. But we need Sesko there. One of them ones. Just went in my eye. Regardless, and we saw it again. End product, scored the goal. Got his goal. I'm happy for him. Let's hope we push. Push is good. Let's hope we push on. Right, what's the next positive? Positive number 2 is this man here. A man that worries me a lot. And he worries me because I think, where are we going to play him? You know, like Bruno Fernandes, make no mistake about it, is one of the best players at Manchester United. Make no mistake about it. I don't think even his biggest haters could say that he's not one of the best, most intelligent players at Manchester United. The only thing I've felt with Bruno is we've rejected £100 million. Cool. But we've rejected £100 million to play him in a position that's not his position. That's not his preferred position. You're looking, when you think of Bruno, you think on possibly the 2 10s behind the striker. Now, obviously, Amorim has made it clear he wants to play him in the midfield. He's brought in Cunha and Bournemouth to start on those 2 10s. And obviously, you don't start them and you drop Bruno. No, you start Bruno as well because he's your captain. He's one of your best players. And you rejected £100 million for him. So clearly, there's a plan there for Bruno. We've seen he started him as centre mid. That's where I've been a bit hesitant. Oh, he's going to get overrun. I don't know about Bruno in centre mid. Everything else is looking good, but Bruno in centre mid. Well, today, it's fair to say he shot me up. Listen, it's not the vintage Bruno performance. It's not the best performance, but I can see it working. That's the biggest thing for me. I can see there is something there. There's substance there to work with. You know, there is, if he's matched with the right partner. You know, Casemiro played today, but by the way, I will say about Casemiro, yes, he had a few decent things here and there and a few decent movements and all that kind of stuff. But overall, you can see everyone's quality go up, and Casemiro kind of stands out, and not in a good way. Look, Feds are even here to take Casemiro away. Go, hurry up, man. Not in a good way. I don't feel like he stands out in a good way. I think he stands out in a negative way because you see everyone's levels have risen so much that Casemiro is still around the same level that he's kind of getting exposed that, oh, okay, I'm not being able to keep up as much. I'm not keeping the ball as well as I should. My passing isn't as good as it should be. Like I said, he probably had a few decent touches and passes and all that kind of stuff. But overall, I felt he was a bit out of place, which is a good thing because last season, he looked in place, which isn't because he was better. No, it's because everyone else was worse. So it's nice to see that the standards, the levels have risen, and therefore Casemiro, obviously, he is on the older side. You know, he's one of the oldest in the team. He's not naturally going to be as quick, as agile. But regardless, it's nice to see that everyone else's levels have increased. Regardless, let's go back to Bruno. If paired up with a Nogate, maybe a Mainu, hopefully a new centre mid that can really hide his deficiencies, then that would be unreal. But like I said, I feel like there's substance there. I feel like there's something to work with. His passes were good. The way he helps us break the press is amazing. And as you guys know, we've seen with Amorim's football, his style of play, is that when we're building out the back, we get pressed, right? We get pressed. That first line of press that we break, suddenly the whole pitch opens up. And when you break that first line and you give it to someone like Bruno, for example, let's say he's got it now in the pivot, and he turns around and he's got about 3 options, people making runs in behind, and there's so much space in behind, that's exactly the type of player you want. You want Bruno in that position because he's going to be able to pick out a pass like that. So, like I said, I'm excited. Even defensively, he carried his weight around. He did well. So let's see what's in store for Bruno. But overall, it is a positive. The next positive I'm gonna go into, again, deserves his flowers, is this man here, Mason Mount. Someone that I've been critical about in the past. And again, it's not because I feel like Mason Mount is a bad player. I feel like Mason Mount is a good player. It's just system-wise, where does he fit? Can you play him next to Bruno? No, you can't. You've got the exact same player, basically. Not exact, but similar profile of player. Both of them in the double pivot. Who's doing the dog work? Who's doing the tackling? Who's doing the tracking back? When both of them are trying to find that breakthrough pass. Both of them are trying to play through them. So it doesn't really make sense. They're both the similar type of player. You either, in the double pivot, you either play Bruno or you play Mount. Now that you played Bruno in the double pivot, clearly you can't play Mount. You move him up to the 10, which is again a good thing about Mount, is that he's versatile. He was moving me. I can't lie. Everything that we did was basically going through him. The assist for Dorgu was great. A few of the passes, he attempted a few passes to Højlund. He attempted a few passes over the top to Dorgu. Mount had a good game. Mount had a very good game. And it just makes me think, we've got a good player in Mount, right? I feel like we do. If he stays fit, if he's able to perform to the standard on a consistent basis, what is in store for Mount? What do we do with Mount? Because we bought in Cunha. You don't bring in Cunha to bench Cunha. So is Mount an option off the bench? Which isn't a bad thing, by the way. It shows that we've got squad depth, which is something that we haven't had in a while. Usually we take out one player of the starting 11 and our levels drop even more than they were before, which wasn't a good place where it was when we had our first choice player in that position. So listen, positive signs there from Mount. I'm loving just the way he's a very intelligent player. He's a very good player. The way he's able to move the ball, the way he's able to just 1-2 quickly, slow down the tempo when needed, build up the tempo when needed, just expand the pitch, open up the pitch. Very, very intelligent player there. And like I said, I'm excited to see what Amorim does with him, how he uses him, how he operates with him. If he doesn't start and he comes off the bench, or he plays every now and then again, that's just raising our quality, raising our standards, because we've got a player who could potentially start for us coming on off the bench, which is only a good thing, right? Next, the fourth positive. Amorim ball is showing itself. All you Amorim outers, I know you hated watching that. I know it. Some of that football we were playing, wow. What I've realised with Amorim ball, what I've realised with what he wants, right? The tempo. We can, don't get me wrong, we control the tempo and the build up. It's nice. It's, we pass it here, we pass it here. But when you find that opening, when now you've said, okay, cool, bang, we're going to try and beat the press. The intensity, the pace that you play with, the way we raise the tempo, and it's just 1, 2, 3, 4 passes and we're done now. Unbelievable stuff. How many times did we see it where it's like, it's beautiful football. It's like Bruno to Mount, flicks it back to Bruno, to Højlund, passes it to Dorgu. Ahmad comes in, gets the ball, switches it. Dorgu passes it to Mount. It's beautiful football. Amazing. Kobbie Mainoo, when he came on, is a player that loves that style of football. Can play that style of football to a T. That is his bread and butter. When you're thinking, just knock it around corners and 1-2s and in between the legs, that's Kobbie Mainoo, bro. That's his game. Close control, dictates the tempo again, speed it up, slow it down, all that kind of stuff. So Amorim ball is really starting to show itself, and I'm here for it. And like I said, we're linked with Sesko. There's so many times where we're hitting that ball into the striker. And don't get me wrong, Højlund is improving on that part of his game. His hold-up play where he not even hold-up play, it's kind of just like flick-ons or like unlocking a pass in behind. He did do one really good pass, I think, in behind to Ahmad. And then Ahmad sent it back to him and he ended up getting fouled. But that's where you bring in a Sesko, who I've spoken about in the previous video if you haven't watched it. One of Benjamin Sesko's biggest advantages is that first time pass. Bro, the guy is unreal at the first time pass. So, like I said, I'm really happy with the style of football we're playing. Again, against Iriola, who's known for his style of football, who's embedded his style of football into Bournemouth. They know it inside out. They know exactly what he wants, the intensity, the pressure, all that kind of stuff. For us to completely break that and make them adapt completely to our game and just throw their game away. It's kind of like we weren't really seeing them. They had no real chances like that. They had like 1 or 2 offside, keeper save here. It's not. Even their goal came from us. We basically won 5-0. Let's be real. So again, from last game, I saw signs, but there was a few negatives. And this is. What do you think Amorim and his team do? Do you think they watch the game against West Ham and they're like, okay, this is good football, but there's about 3 or 4 negatives. But you know what? Let's just go again next week. No, they sit down, they adjust, they adapt, they analyze. They're like, okay, what went wrong here? Okay, how do we counteract that? How can we improve that? Oh, maybe we're getting caught on this side a lot more. How can we improve it? Maybe we're pressing, but we're getting caught out in this specific area. How do we improve it? How do we fill in the blanks here? This is what managers do. This is what good managers do. And I really, really believe that he's starting to get his way. He's starting to embed his way into the players. And I'm happy. We needed a win. We needed a big win. Listen, it is pre-season. It is, it's more about fitness and all that kind of stuff. But you do want to go into the season with some momentum, some belief. I think that's the biggest thing. You need the players to buy into your belief, into your plans. Sorry. You need the players to believe in you, really. And you can't say that they don't. You can't say that they don't. So I feel like he's raised the standards. I feel like he's improved their fitness. Culturally, he's changed a lot. Let's hope we can carry on into the season. The last positive, which is a positive that you might be thinking is a weird one, but look at that starting 11. There's no new signings in that starting 11. And I know we've only signed 2 players. But regardless, there's no Cunha and no Mbeumo. So a lot of people were, saying, oh, no Cunha, no Mbeumo. Like, what are we going to do? This is the same team that finished 15th. Amorim is showing that with his style of play, now that the season's over, which is what he told us, we'll let the season finish. Let me really get a preseason. Let me really get time on the pitch with these boys. Let me really embed my beliefs, my system, my principles, my philosophy, and let's see if they improve. You can't say they haven't. So that was a big bonus for me. The fact that we brought no new signings. It's the same team that finished 15th last season, but you can see there's improvements there. You can see the intensity is way higher. You can see the tempo is much better, much quicker. You can see the chance creation through the roof. You can see the defense solid. The midfield controlled. Everything was pointing in the right direction. And I even, you know what? I'm going to find it for you. I recommend everyone to go onto Twitter or X or whatever it's called for you guys. Let me find the account because they posted an Amorim ball compilation, right? Just go and watch it. Even if you're not Amorim's biggest fan, go and watch it. _United BAKI. Go and watch him. When I say United, it's UTD. UTD BAKI. Shout out him. He posted Ruben Amorim ball versus Bournemouth. It's a 13-minute compilation. Just go and watch it. That's all you need to do. But guys, those are my 5 positives of United's performance against Bournemouth, where we beat them 4-1. Let me just repeat. Let's see how we, hopefully we build against Everton. Hopefully we build on that against Fiorentina. And hopefully, and most importantly, we go into the season against Arsenal at Old Trafford. And I don't want to be seeing this celebration. Rather, I want to be seeing that celebration when Benjamin Sesko dunks on Arsenal if we get him. If we don't get him, forget I ever said that. And let's hope, Cunha or Mbeumo, whoever scores. I don't really care. But regardless, positive signs, good improvement. Let's push on. And I need you to push something as well. And that's the like button. I need you to comment as well. And I need you to subscribe to join this growing community. Thank you very much. And as always, I will see you very, very shortly.